Hello, in this video I'll show you how I edited this very raw file when it comes to Photoshop, and I want to show you my process for how I process this raw file in Photoshop for those that are scared to shoot in studio whenever it comes to shooting raw. So I want to show you how you can color grade and get the best out of your raw studio photos, and basically how I edited this very studio pic. And by the way, to download this raw file to practice and follow along with, simply check the link in the video description. So for this kind of image, the very first thing is correcting the lighting and contrast issues as usual. So I'll just come and take the highlights down to recover the information in the shot, and I'll do the same for the whites. Then I'll open up the shadows of this very image to about 37. That looks okay, and I'll take the highlights even down. Then I'll simply come and add some contrast to this image to about 8. Looks okay, and I'll take the blacks down a little bit. Then next I'll just open up the exposure of this very image to about 35. I feel like that is okay. So I'll come to my vibrance and simply add a tiny bit of vibrance to this very image to about 4. I won't tamper with saturation because it tends to crush the colors. So if at all I'm to take the saturation side up, you can notice how fast the colors are going to get saturated in this case, and they'll be crushing out, which I don't want. So I don't usually tamper with the saturation slider. I'll just add a little bit more of the vibrance to about 5. 5 looks okay. Then I'll come to my HSL panel, and in HSL or in the color mixer we have this mixer option that has hue, saturation and luminance. Hue deals with changing a color, saturation is the intensity of a color, luminance is the brightness level of a given color. So basically for hue, you are changing a color to look like a color above it or to look like a color beneath it as arranged in this color mixer panel. So for example, for the blues, I'll come to the hues and I show you how it is going to be affecting the blues in this very image. So when you come to the blues and you take this slider towards the left hand side, you're making the blues look like the color above it, which is the aquas. And by moving this towards the right hand side, you're making the blues like the color beneath it, which is the purple. So that is how the hue slider is going to be working for your images. So for this, I'm just going to come and I make the blues towards the aquas. Then I'll come to the saturation and simply intensify the saturation to make the pants pop even more. So you can see the before, after. After I have done that, I'm just going to come straight to my luminance and slightly brighten up the blues a little bit. So this is what we have. Then next, in case you want to add more colors to the image to make it pop, we are going to come to the saturation slider, and in saturation under blue primary, we're just going to take this forward like that. So this is going to make the overall image pop, but you have to be careful not to move it all the way up. So I'll just simply move this slightly to about 11. I feel like that is perfect. So this is a before after for just the camera raw adjustments, and you can see the image now looks vibrant. So for those people that always fear to shoot raw in studio, this is how you can go about processing your raw file, and later on click on open to open the photo in Photoshop to do the next adjustments like the skin work. So in Photoshop, basically how I would color grade, especially when it comes to the skin tones and make them look better, I'll simply come to adjustments right here, come and open up the solid color adjustment layer. Then for solid color, I'll just come and click OK, turn off the solid color adjustment layer and double click on the solid color icon, and make sure the sample size is set to 5x5 average. Sample all layers is checked and show sampling ring is checked. And for this, I'll just come and I'm going to sample a point on the skin that I want. So I'm just going to choose a point in the skin tone that I want at this very point. So I'm just going to zoom in by using Command plus on the keyboard, or you can use Control plus on the keyboard and choose an area on the skin that you prefer. So for this, I'm just going to sample about this area. That looks okay. I'll click OK, then come and turn this layer back on, then change its blend mode from normal and change it all the way down to where you see color. And after that, click on this white layer mask and press Ctrl I on the keyboard to invert the effect. So Ctrl I for Windows, Command I for Mac to invert the effect. Then I'll come and get the brush tool and measure for the settings. So this is the brush tool. The settings of the brush, make sure it is a soft round brush. Hardness set to 0. The mode is normal. Opacity and the flow at 100%. Then I'll simply make sure that I have black and white on these two color swatches. In case you have any color that is not black and white on these two color swatches, you can press D on the keyboard, so D, or you can reset by clicking on the tiny swatches to get white as the top color or the foreground color. So all I have to do is start painting like this. So don't mind if the skin tone being painted doesn't look natural enough, because we have the liberty to always correct that in the next step. So I'll just quickly paint like that on the skin, and ensure that I've painted each and every area that has or contains skin tones in this case. So I've painted the face. I'll just come to this hand right here and brush over that hand. So in case you paint extras, you can switch the brush always back to black as the top color or the foreground color right here, and you can erase that mistake. So you can see that we accidentally painted on the hair in this very case. So I'll just paint and switch the brush back to white, and white is going to help me paint colors in those areas of the skin. So I'm just going to paint carefully like that. So take your time during this process, because it's going to determine the skin tones that you are going to be ending up with after this very process. So I'm just going to quickly paint right there over the fingers. So like I said, this step you have to really be careful not to paint extra. So you can see for that area we painted extra. So I'm just going to switch the brush back to black, and black is going to help me erase the colors from the areas it had spilled on the shirt. So I'll come to the lower part of the body. Remember, you can use X to switch the brush back to white, and white is going to help you paint colors over the skin or over the body. So you can see how this is done. So quickly paint on the skin area like that. Like I said, be careful and take your time with this first step, because it's going to determine the skin tones at the end of it all. So Command 0 to zoom out. So after painting, you can calm the opacity, because that looks unnatural, and reduce on the opacity to your taste or to your liking. So I'll go with about 40, 42 looks okay. This is a before, after. And in case the skin tone is looking oversaturated, just create one final hue and saturation adjustment layer. Click on the reds and simply take down the lightness of the red slightly to about -5, and you can as well reduce on the saturation of the reds to around negative, I feel like -2 looks perfect. Then in case you want to get whites that are pure for your or for the outfit, you can come and create another selective color adjustment layer right here. And for this, simply come to your whites, and you can play around with this. So in case you want to eliminate yellows from the whites, you can simply come to the blue slider like this. So you can just reduce on the yellows by moving the yellow slider to the blue side under the whites in selective color. So you can say before, after. So this is how you can edit your raw studio photos when it comes to Photoshop, in order to get the best out of the colors and have beautiful photos at the end of it also. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe please, because whenever you watch and you don't subscribe, it kind of demoralizes us from creating more content. So like the video, subscribe, and don't forget, keep practicing, and as well keep creating.